सही से सुगंधा भी कौन कौन मीटिंग में है अभी मीटिंग में सही प्रिया कुछ भी बोलो
हेलो
इधर देख के बोलो अच्छा दी इसका बैकग्राउंड भी चेक करना साथ में इसको थोड़ा सा पीछे करना है कैसे करना है ठीक है ना वो तो आएगा ऑरेंज
हेलो
हाँ थोड़ा और आवाज ठीक है Oops.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so before we start the session, have you all downloaded the Kahoot app? You were all asked to download an app called Kahoot. So, have you all downloaded the app? So, yes, I can see a lot of yes, no's also. So, those who haven't downloaded it, I request you all to download the app. Please download the app. Those of you who are saying a no, please download the app. So since we're waiting for some more people to join in, some more students to join in, we'll have a Kahoot trial run for all of you. Because in the So yes, I will wait. Trisha, I'll wait. So those of you who have not downloaded it, please download the app. Neetu has been kind to give us the link in the chat box. So please go to the chat box and you can download the app. So great. Before we move to the main session, we'll just have a trial for Kahoot. The trial run just has 2 questions. So we'll just see that if each of you has followed the instructions and you can go through it in the main session. So I'll wait for another 2 minutes and then I will start with the Kahoot quiz. There will be a pin on the screen. Once I start the quiz, there will be a pin on the screen. You need to type it on your phone or on any of the device wherever you've started, wherever you will be using Kahoot. You will get an option of enter pin. So when you open Kahoot, you will get an option to enter the pin, and you will enter the pin that will be on the screen. After that, you will add your name. You will have an option to add your nicknames, so you can add your names there. So add the names, and then we'll be ready to start the quiz. So I'll share the screen, and you will get the instructions.
Did I email it, Teresa? Huh? Gmail it?
So in case you do not have the app, you can directly go to the Chrome and write Kahoot there, you'll get an option of play Kahoot. So you can directly click the link there and start playing the game. So I'm sharing the pin. I'll start the game. So you'll get the pin now. Please have a look at the screen. You will get the game pin. So the game pin is 804983. So the game pin is 804983, and you'll see your name flashing on the screen. We'll wait for a few more to join in. We have 97, 98, 99 people here, 100. Let's wait for a few more. So we'll start the game now. Okay, we still have some more increase in the number. So I'll wait for another 2 minutes. So get ready to start. We're starting the quiz. So we'll just have 2 questions since this is a trial run. We'll just have 2 questions. Also a request, please do not type the answers on the chat options or the question answer block. Do not do that. So click on the answer and submit your answer. Click on the correct answer. So the answer is 17 and only 26 participants got it correct. Let's move to the next and the last question for the trial run. So the correct answer is provision of internet services for all. That's not an SDG. And 54 of us got it right. So that's great. And we end the trial session here. So let's see who's on the podium. Steve is number third. Number second is Violet. And first is, let's wait for the answer. That's Saksham Taneja. Congratulations to all of you. So that's the end. And we have the runners up too. So let's see who are they.
Announce and interpretation.
While we wait to start our program, we request all the panelists and
നമ്മൾ
attendees to
പ്രോഗ്രാം തുടങ്ങുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് നമ്മൾ എല്ലാ പാനലിസ്റ്റിനും
keep your videos off and mic on mute until it's your chance to speak.
എല്ലാ
Also
പാർട്ടിസിപ്പൻസിനും
reminding all of
റിക്വസ്റ്റ്
you to
ചെയ്യുന്നു
download the Kahoot app, which will be using
വീഡിയോസ് ഓഫ്
sometime
ചെയ്യുക,
in.
മൈക്ക് മ്യൂട്ടിൽ വെക്കുക.
We'll drop the link in the chat box. If you are
കാഹൂട്ട്
attending
ആപ്പ് ഡൗൺലോഡ്
this
ചെയ്യുക.
from
കാഹൂട്ട്
your
ആപ്പ് ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ
laptop,
വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്
please visit Play
ആൻഡ്രോയിഡ്
Store
ഫോൺ
for
യൂസേഴ്സ് പ്ലേ സ്റ്റോറിൽ
Android
ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്യാം.
user and Apple Store
ആപ്പിൾ
for
സ്റ്റോർ
iOS download
ആപ്പിൾ
of the
സ്റ്റോർ
Kahoot app.
യൂസേഴ്സിന് iOS ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്യാം.
We request all the panelists to put their videos off, and I'm repeating the same. I would like to remind you to pin the video of Mrs. Mansula if you require interpretation. In fact, if all of you opt the gallery view, you will see us anchors and key speakers throughout the sessions. We also have translations available in Hindi, Malayalam, Tamil, and Kannada. For the one using the laptop, please find dots displayed below where you will be find the option of interpretation. Also reminding all of you to download the Kahoot app, which will be using some time in between the program. We'll drop the link in the chat box. Please visit Play Store for Android users and Apple Store for iOS. Download the Kahoot app. Young Young citizens from national and international have been thriving to be vocal about noxious, irreversible climate change. Their proactive attempts of engaging the students at school level from across the Indian continent to sensitize the community and to create earth warriors to protect, preserve, and conserve the entity of the global goals.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Priya and I am your host for this program. I am part of Pratik organization study in government school named Atal Adarsh Balika Vidyalaya. I am also the parliamentary affairs minister of US Children's Parliament and I am also minister of SGZ goal number 4 quality education. On state level, I am the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi Inclusive Children's Parliament and we are also working on national level. It has been 4 years working on child rights and earth rights. I have recently won the most promising candidate under the category of Defender of Child Rights in the Just Right Kid Awards.
And I'm Ram. I'm your co-host for today. I joined 9 Pratyek at the tender age of 6, where I was introduced to child rights and human rights. Since then, I have been an active advocate of child rights and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. I am also the president of National Inclusive Co-organizing Team. I have been a panelist at various events organized by the UNICEF. I, I was also the co-speaker with the director of Pratik at the TED Talk event.
The children of Nina's Mine had extended their support and joined the movement started by 16 years old Swedish student Greta Thunberg in her fight to stop climate degradation. Inspired by Greta's school strike, the kids of Nina's Mind had decided a school strike called Climate Giri, which was held every month. The movement was decided to make their voice heard and to urge leaders to genuinely address the climate emergency in the sense of urgency and emphatically demand the government to reduce the carbon emission before it's too late.
The young people of Nine is Mine have actively undertaken and participated in various activities promoting child rights and earth rights at the national and international level. Nine is Mine involved 1,20,000 children in the UN My World survey, which led to the formation of what we know today as the UN Sustainable Development Goals or the Global Goals. The initiative has received a Special Recognition Award from the UN headquarters in New York for engaging children across the country in the formulation of these new sustainable development goals. Children are trained to use very democratic processes like the UN Universal Periodic Review and create of Children's Manifesto for state and national election, among various initiatives.
We took this year as an opportunity when the world started to deal with unprecedented challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Niners Mind is a collaboration with Adelaide Centre School for Art. Australia tried to expand the movement in the country while the students were stuck at home.
A comprehensive virtual workshop, jagART, was conducted for 3 months to bring together 100 young artists from class 8 from various schools to draw attention to some of the environment challenges in the world today by using art as a medium.
The children further were divided into 5 functions of 20 students. These groups were given a specific sustainable development goals inclined toward Mother Earth. For each goal, there was one expert who became a guide for a group of students. Sessions were compiled into innovative art tasks that was help children to engage themselves in character building, storytelling, creation of something out of waste.
Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations with strong emphasis on SDG number 7, energy, SDG number 12, responsible consumption, SDG number 13, climate action, SDG number 14, life below water, SDG number 15, life on land. Weeks of hard work led us in culmination of 5 MP4 books based on different sustainable development goals. And we are delighted to announce the release date of the books. That is today, the 10th December 2020 on Human Rights Day. We request all the panelists to put their videos off and mic on mute until it's their turn to speak. Those of you can require sign interpretation, I would like to remind you to pin the video of Mrs. Temsurinla. In fact, if all of you of the gallery view, you are available in Hindi, Malayalam, Tamil, and Kannada. For the one using the laptop, please find the option of interpretation below. The one joining from the phone, please click on three dots displayed below where you will find the option of interpretation. Also reminding all of you to download the Kahoot app, which will be used in between the program. We'll drop the link in the chat box. Please visit Play Store for Android users and Apple Store for iOS download of the Kahoot app.
The professional artist and director of the program has been Dr. Daniel Connell, who offers his month of secret Uzi Saturdays off to this project and for free. This brought in together the young activists from various schools across the country on the virtual platform to a new narrative of change through art. Dr. Daniel is an Australian artist and lectures at Adelaide Centre School for Art. We welcome Daniel to throw some light of his experience. Daniel, please unmute yourself and speak.
Thank you very much, Priya, and thank you very much, Ram. I don't know if you remember me, but I met you both in Delhi just about a year ago. It's great to see you again, and thank you very much for having me as part of this group. I just want to say a huge thank you to all of the children that participated in this, all of the students. You are incredible. I was absolutely blown away by your abilities, by your engagement, by your commitment to sit in front of a TV screen or a computer laptop for 2 hours while everybody had their say. Also, your in-depth knowledge of what the issues were. I am amazed at how smart the children of India are. One, about social issues, and two, about how to write stories. Also, in another language. Many of you speak English as an additional language, and many of you speak multiple languages. I was really inspired by meeting you all. And I don't want to say too much more. I just want to mention everybody's names. And please excuse me if I miss them. So from Group 1, Renewable Energy, who put all their ideas into this. We had Arjit, Rajveer, Deepshita, Akash, Tavisha, Yashmi, Rashika, Peony, Harshita, Sanvi, Malavika, Alicia, Anusha, Sanyam, Atisha, Evan, Avni, and Bhavya. Wonderful group. That story was amazing. Group 2, we had Iyer, Anya Lal, Kimi, Ishika, Punya, Malika, Meena, Nagpal, Vyoma, Inzila, Shreya, and Tanvi. An amazing bunch of mostly girls in that one, and they stood out as such a strong group. In Group 3, Action on Climate Change, we had Saksham, Samya Jain, Pemgyal, Aryan, Ahana, Anushka, Avisha, Harshwanan, Sayon. Another fantastic group. The poetry group, oh no, the poetry group was the last one. Life on Land, oh no, sorry, Life Under the Sea was group 4. That was Kaushik, Aryan, Tiasha, Akshwat, Ashwarya, Prerna, Bhavneet, Vineet, Neha, and Sanjog. And they introduced the idea of poetry because I think it was Sanjog who immediately started writing poems, and that inspired the rest of them. And group 5, the last one about land, was a small group in the end, Nitya, Vasu, and Raghu. There were a few more in that, and I'm sorry I haven't got your names written down, but they were the last ones who submitted work. Such enthusiasm, creativity, and I can say that I'm going to be so excited to share this work with the people in Australia, and I hope that it will go on. Thank you very much to all of you. Thank you. Thank you, Priya, and thank you, Ram. I also have to say one more thing. Thank you very much to Jeevan, who worked very, 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 very hard to make this happen. And it was very difficult because I'm communicating from Australia. He's sitting there in India. We've got 5 hours difference in time zones. Here now in Australia, it's 8 o'clock at night. I want to say a huge thank you to Anmol, who also worked very, very hard to make this all happen. And Anisha and Brother Steve for initiating it. So thank you very much to all of that. And also I want to say thank you to Penny from Adelaide Central School of Art, who supported that too. Penny, my boss. So thank you very much to all of you. Namaste.
Thank you, Mr. Daniel, sir.
Thanks, Ram. Good to see you again. You've
Yes,
grown
me
up
too,
about
sir.
this much since I saw you last. I like your groovy haircut too.
Thank you, sir. So moving towards the program, we are encouraging you to keep flooding our chat box with questions and queries you want to ask the panelist. We'll pick some questions and the panelist will spontaneously answer your queries. To start with, the focus of the 5th session was life on land. Children Veshesh Uppal was the facilitator in this session, who has a strong leadership with a very broad experience of over 22 years of aspects of biodiversity, conservation, and sustainability. He has worked extensively on forest governance, development of livelihood, interventions, especially for resource dependent marginalized communities, resource management and governance, recognition of rights of indigenous people as well as SDGs.
That indeed was amazing and eye-catching work. This also brings us to the brief panel discussion with our expert Vishesh Upal on the topic life on land, where children from audience will ask questions to our expert. From the panelists, we have not more than 1 minute to give the answer of the question. We will ring a bell. Over you to Vishesh, ma'am.
Thank you, Priya. Yes, so you can. What are the questions? Are they? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, you are audible, miss.
Yeah, so some questions are supposed to be directed to me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so Bache, will you tell me the questions or are they in some chat?
I believe
Anyone
the
has any
questions,
questions on
I believe the
SDG?
questions will come up to you a little later.
Okay.
Upal ma'am, in case till the time the students are mentioning their questions, if you could just give an insight of the SDG 15, because not all students were a part of the session that day. It was just a bunch of 20 students. So if you can give an insight on SDG 15, it will be a great insight for all the students available here.
Okay, so very briefly, I think I just have a minute or two. So basically, SDG 15 talks of life on land. Okay, so it talks of all terrestrial life forms. So whether it's your mountains, your rivers, your forests, your deserts, so whatever it is, it basically says that nature and biodiversity and the habitats where the where wildlife stays is very crucial and important for implementing or and achieving all SDGs. Because unless you have nature, nature provides you all sorts of services. It provides you air which you breathe, it provides you water which you need to drink, it provides you services like pollination for your crops. So if you are eating food crops, your especially your horticulture, your fruits, it is because they are freely pollinated by wild animals, whether they are bats or bees or butterflies or birds. So nature is very crucial. So whether you look at SDG, which is about ending hunger, whether it is a SDG about providing clean water, whether it is SDG about human well-being, decent job. So even the terrestrial ecosystems or nature also provides you a lot of jobs, fisheries, river fisheries, or even tourism, community, the wildlife tourism, all of that also provides you decent jobs. So basically, SDG 15, which is life on land, is a kind of a pillar SDG. So often, when you're cherry picking, you're looking at either poverty or sanitation or health or gender, and you forget that for all of that, the backbone is often nature. And that is what that SDG 15 is about. It says that unless you conserve nature, unless you put nature into the heart of your economic development, the development cannot be sustainable. And if we destroy nature, we will never achieve any of the SDGs. I hope this is enough.
Yes, ma'am, it's enough, but we have a few questions coming up, I guess.
Yes, yes.
So I'll
It's
just go
okay.
through the questions once.
Yeah. I see one on ecotourism, I think.
Yes, ma'am. So if you can see any question, we can start answering those questions from the students.
So I think Chaya has asked a question saying, what is ecotourism and why it is important? So ecotourism means basically tourism done in a manner that it does not harm nature. It basically means that if you do not leave any footprints behind. So you do not leave your plastic trash behind. You do not, destroy nature, that while you're doing a tourism, you do not, what do you say, you do not consume more, like, I mean, you do not kind of destroy nature for tourism. So ecotourism basically means that it is a tourism which is environment friendly, which actually provides benefits back to the nature as well as probably back to the local communities or the area where you are doing tourism. And it does not have any negative impacts, like proper waste disposal should be there. Your footprint, just because there are more tourists coming, and if they want hot water, it should not be that more and more trees are getting cut, so to just to provide hot water, that kind of stuff. So the tourism should not have a negative impact on nature. That is what is ecotourism. It is very important because in remote areas and in areas with high biodiversity, often the employment opportunities are less, right? And these are remote areas, these are high biodiverse areas. So we also don't want these areas to get impacted upon by other forms of employment, which may lead to some damage to nature. So these are the places where ecotourism is very crucial because it provides an incentive for people living there to conserve nature, because otherwise they think, my God, just because we have a forest and a tiger here, we are not allowed to do anything. Yeah. So that is why ecotourism is important, and it actually provides incentives, it provides livelihoods to people who are living in that in the lap of nature, and it also helps people to conserve, because if people are coming to see tigers, then there should be tigers, or there should be birds, like if someone is coming to see a monal pheasant or birds, that will only be there if the habitat is there, and unless you preserve that, and that is the form of ecotourism. So it's a cycle. I hope that's clear.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. There's also a question: what role does an environmental organization like WWF play in wildlife conservation?
So we see, I mean, as any NGO, not just WWF, any NGO always plays a very crucial support role, I would say. So one, first and foremost, is we provide support to where support doesn't mean money. It support also means technical expertise, raising awareness and all about biodiversity, about conservation. So we are a conservation organizations. So we also do things like we monitor wildlife, we monitor wildlife habitats, so we know what is the population, where the population is steady, it's declining. We also look at the causes, if there is any cause for alarm. We also create awareness about why is nature important and why is nature essential. Yeah, in fact, COVID has made that very clear, that we should not really tamper with nature too much. We also do engagement with all other actors, whether it's government, it's not government, it's youth, it's science, it's scientists and all. We also work on different aspects. One is about biodiversity conservation itself. We also work on aspects on how do you reduce your footprint, how do you run a campaign to remove plastics. Yeah, how do you also ensure sustainable agriculture, that agriculture which is done is actually not an agriculture which actually depletes your groundwater, puts in more pesticides and fertilizers than needed. So it's about using best management practices, it's about sustainable practices for agriculture. So WWF works a lot. We work on the ground, for conservation of species habitats. We work with communities for conservation, and we try and empower communities to conserve their areas and to conserve their resources. Because after all, local communities have a very strong ties to their local resources. They probably consume most wisely than any of us. So we also try and empower communities to secure their rights, to manage their areas well. Sometimes where that is not possible, we also try and provide alternate livelihoods, whether it's ecotourism also. Like I can give you an example. In Arunachal, we have helped communities to conserve their areas. So they have set up something called a community conserved areas. All of you are encouraged to go and visit those areas. They are beautiful landscapes which have been conserved by the communities, and they have set up a community based tourism in their village with homestays where they encourage people to come and look at their community conserved area. This is in Thembang village in Arunachal. Anyone can Google Thembang community conserved areas, you will be able to see it. Yes, I heard the bell. Other question? Any other question?
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you for your input.
Thank you. In fact, it's really nice to see all of you. I hope all of you become our future conservationists, right? And ensure that India is one of the most sustainable countries. It preserves its nature, it conserves its resources, and it uses them very wisely and judiciously. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So over to program. We also have a wonderful video of children to show you. I I shall request Vidanbia to forward that. A newly married couple moved from their urban city to a small Himalayan village with the intention to live with a serve the village of the remote region. For the wife was a doctor and the village did not have a hospital. A year of their marriage passed and the young couple had no child, though they desperately yearned for one. One bright, spring day, the young doctor knew she was going to be blessed with a baby and broke the news to her husband. They both packed the clinic and traveled to the city as they wished to share the joy with their family. The couple missed the crystal clear sky and the ambient air of the village as the city's grey sky grew heavier in the summer humidity. The lady gave birth to a healthy, beautiful baby girl. Nevertheless, by fourth week of age, the newborn began to fade and was diagnosed with asthma. The couple moved back to the mountains where they ate clean food and breathed clean air. Back in the big city lived another man. He, being a business person, decided to expand his business and took a trip to the mountains of Uttarakhand. He saw the forest and knew the demand of timber and in the urban market, decided to expand his business and took a trip to the mountains of Uttarakhand. He saw the forest and knew the demand of timber in the urban. He paid the people who needed work and order to start cutting trees. Deforestation by him continued for a considerable period, and then he came the monsoon. Rain washed away the soil and grass in the river. The man was shaking. He was scared. The nightmare ended. He woke up in the normal bed. He vowed to plant more and move to the north. He arrived at the village of the young doctor. He could talk no more, and the young doctor took care of him. He washed the doctor's daughter, talked to the birds, and tended the garden. He apologized to her for his past actions. The little girl answered, "The trees here are not just here. They are connected to the rivers and plains. They provide oxygen to us and are refuge to birds, ants, tigers, deer, and bees. They are our mother's blanket. All is connected."
That indeed was amazing and eye-catching work.
Moving further, the first session was on Goal 7, Affordable and Clean Energy. Miss Ranjita, Mrs. Ranjita Menon, who was the facilitator in the program, is the program director of CSE, covered topics like the need of energy, how energy is produced, how is consumption related to production, alternatives, so on and so forth. Mrs. Menon led the webinar towards how can they themselves as students bring about change in their own schools, and environmental and about how a green school is something as a concept growing slowly and how much it saves the environment and also the money. It was under Daniel's promote and marvelous supervision and guidance. So students were able to create such unique and capturing artwork.
We invite you to watch a short video on tremendous work of children on affordable and clean energy, and also keep noting down your queries so that we can post so that you can post your questions in the chat box, and so that we can ask your question to the panelists.
So it was on a day yet to come that the earth cried out to the sun, "My son, my mum, you're my only one. I need you, I feel I am doomed." "No, no," said the sun, "you're my blue-green one. You're strong. Tell me, what is your wound?" "I'm cut to the core and breathing's a chore and my forests are felled and burned. The people that breathe live by greed and not need, and all I have given is burned. My body was creation, a true celebration of all that you gave to me, sun. Each leaf and each cell, each rock and each well was formed by your application. The people once worshipped you, sun, they adorned you, Surya Namaskar they would pray. But now they ignore you, they dig and cut and score you, burning oil and coal every day. Just money misruled them, and business has fooled them, made power a commodity. So they mine, ship and toil, both coal and crude oil, when actually power is free. It's free, all power is actually me. They have so many cables all under their tables for screens and machines and more. They drain fossil fuels, slaves to oil price rules, and bruised and battered and sore. But I gave them so much, said the sun as she touched her heart. She was feeling quite sad. When they get things for free, they don't value, you see. Take it from them, they'll learn what they had. Then a rumble was heard, and it echoed and stirred. It was thermal from beneath Earth's blue face, and every volcano created a halo and hissed its voice into space. They ignore me too, though I'm constant and true, and my heat is just under the surface. I send boiling water to many a quarter. I'm free and I'm not meant for purchase. Earth's voice became water, the ocean her daughter, a tidal wave then a rock pool. I move on the land with the moon hand in hand. Our force is huge and fantastic. So silent we shift, the biggest ships lift, but these people just fill me with plastic. So sun, call the planets, these earth men are bandits. They have wasted our free energy. They are killing our sister. She has wounds, she has blister. They must stop now, immediately. The planets recoiled. Oh, how they have spoiled, they said when they saw Earth from space. Let us now all withdraw. Free power no more. Those people are a shameful disgrace. So the sun didn't rise, and the earth didn't spin, and the ocean and the moon stayed becalmed. The earth cold went cold, and the wind went on hold, and the people were very alarmed. Then fires were lighted, whole cities ignited, and temperatures rose far too high, and the smoke was the air. It was a living nightmare, and the people were screaming out, "Why?" Then appeared a strange power, like a magical flower. It grew with a crackling sound. The people shook with fear, but the flower spoke clear. You must stop taking fuel from the ground. So the people then knew what they had to do. They went to the factory men, told them, "No, please desist, for we cannot exist. We want our dear planet again." Fossil men were insulted, denied they had faltered. "We are not that bad, really, we are nice. You need jobs, you want growth, so we give you them both. It's not a fault, it's melting the ice." But the people said, "No, stop telling us so. Your words are untrue and unsound. It's your pockets we are filling, while the planet you're killing. Oil and coal, it must stay in the ground." "But what can we do?" said the fossil men too. "We are all in this together." The people said yes. We all must confess and commit to the earth now forever. You have money in vast sums. Start sun and sea farms and clean up our world. No excuses. Each village and state can each designate how they'll put the earth power to good uses. We must shift to earth power right now at this hour and start a regeneration. Change cities and towns, turn our systems around for the sake of the next generation. "Well, that's all just too big," said one business bigwig. We can't change overnight to be green. Well, it may sound absurd, said the people as they heard. We changed everything for COVID 19. The sun flashed a sign. This change is high time. Move now or witness dear. The people said yes, immediately at first. We must make amends. So, will the story be true? It's up to me and you, because much of the story is real. It is happening now, cause we all have allowed. We had damage and now we must heal.
Wasn't that wonderful? Art is surely a medium of expression. We hope to nurture thousands, if not 100,000 Gretas and Malalas for the earth. And we believe that you are one.
We wish Mrs. Menon could have joined us to see this beautiful culmination of the our work of children and art together. But we also have good news. We have Ridhima Pandey with us. Ridhima Pandey is a child activist from India who campaigns for action against climate change. At just age of 9, Ridhima Pandey filed a suit against the Indian government on the basis that they had not taken the significant step against climate change that they had agreed to in the Paris Agreement. This court case was presented in the National Green Tribunal, a court which was established in 2010 that deals solely with environmental cases. Ridhima also asked the government to prepare a plan to reduce carbon emission and a nationwide plan to curb the impact of climate change, including reducing India's use of fossil fuels. Ridhima was also in the list of BBC's 100 most influential women, announced on 23rd November 2020. Ridhima, please say a few words before we go on further.
First of all, hi Ram and Priya. You both are doing a great job, and it's nice to see you, Ram, because like earlier, I have seen you twice. Like when I attended Nine is Fine, like conferences, and it's like each a time you do a great job, and like kudos to you and Priya. And I would just say it like earlier, the poem that you showed us is really great. The trial run, the cave was really great, and everything is just like going on nice. And to be honest, I really enjoy like every meeting and webinar that I attend of Pratik, because it's like it doesn't really have just sort of like people talking or stuff. It do have a lot many kind of like videos and stuff, which kind of like makes it really engaging and really nice. And to be honest, it's like seeing all the artwork. It's really amazing. And yeah, it's like it's my privilege to be here, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, Ridhima. You are truly an inspiration for us. Ridhima, we are waiting for some questions.
Ridhima, we have a question for you. Why are these mediums important for the students to practice advocacy, to practice advocacy and how it impacts their life? Also, remember the bell.
So it's like if we are talking about the medium of art and work, so it's really important for students because somewhere I feel it's more engaging, and at the same time it's like it's kind of fun to be honest, but at the same time it's more educating, makes you go on deeper and deeper to a topic, and at the same time at the very end it's like it's really important for the children themselves to take action. So it's like it's a great medium if we are talking about arts and poems and all these things, because they are more impactful than just like us talking. But it's like so it's really great that people, those who are good in art or storytelling or anything, it's like they do have a greater bigger opportunity to make more people aware and to get them empowered easily, as it's like, because for us it's kind of like really difficult, because we somewhere try to convince them by telling them the things. But yeah, it's like storytelling or medium like art and stuff, like or it's like poems and everything. It kind of made us get more engaged towards it, but at the same time it's interesting, but it gives us a lot of knowledge as well on the topic we are studying at. And it's also like, okay, yeah, that's it.
Ridhima, there is another question for you. What steps can we take to reduce our carbon footprints?
So it's like, what I would say is we can do our simple things as switching off the lights, because it's like, it's at the very end, it's on us, like what we can do from our end. But to be really honest, it's like until unless we come out from our comfort zone, we can't really bring out a change. So it's really important for us to do like whatever we can in our capabilities. It could, as I said, it could as easy as switching off the light. But it's like, to be honest, it's just like making people aware about the things, or like trying to make them like take action, or just like attending out strikes, signing out petitions could be one of the medium. But yeah, you have to also take care of like, are you really capable of doing it? Because if you think like, I want to do a petition but you don't know how to do it, just skip that part and just be like, okay, I can attend strikes, so I'll do that. So it's like the thing which is easy for you, and like the thing which you are capable to do is the great medium. And remember this, like every bit is count in this fight, so try your best and you can really bring out change.
Thank you, Ridhima. You are truly inspiration for children. We wish you and our efforts turn fruitful for children and everyone, because a world fit for children is a world fit for all.
So session 2 focused on SDG number 12, responsible consumption and production was taken up by group second, which was where the participants worked on as individuals, with Daniel discussing environmental issues. Focus will be on art and storytelling using different art forms. Let's watch the video on how our behavior as consumers has led to irreversible changes in the environment. And not to forget pouring the questions in the chat box. We might select your question to ask the panelist.
SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Dream of a day.
She wasn't a mean girl. She wasn't that bad. She did all her study. She loved mom and dad. But she wanted. She had lots of dresses. She had lots of toys. More perhaps than most girls and boys. But she wanted more. She wanted a new dress. She wanted 10 hairbands. She wanted a new phone from the bestest of brands. She wanted a palace. She wanted a pup. She wanted a parrot, a golden teacup. More and more jewelry and lots of fast food, burger or pizza, whatever took her mood. And what's more, she bought them. She desired and bought, demanded and got. Her overworked parents could not make her stop. But was it her fault? Resisting is tough. 'Cause everywhere she looked were ads and stuff. On TV, on films and billboards in rows, in markets, on posters, on reality shows. You'll be happier, you'll be better, you'll be smarter, you'll be clean. Just buy me now, call me now, all the ads screamed. So she bought and she hoarded, she keeps and consumes. She had plastic this, plastic that, it filled up 10 rooms. And then she looked out the window and looked outside, and all of a sudden her eyes grew wide. She wasn't the only girl who wanted too much. Everyone everywhere demanded as such. But she said as she gazed upon a forest of plastic, "Who cares anyway? 'Cause what I want is fantastic." Then as she dozed off, feeling smug, feeling smart, she thought about tomorrow and what she'd buy from Flipkart. Then she slept, and it happened. A strange thing by chance, the last tree in her colony reached out its branch. It reached through her window and tapped her cheek. She woke with a start, so scared she couldn't speak. Then the tree spoke through leaves. It was weird and absurd, in a voice only trees have, like no one ever heard. "You kids have so much," the tree rustled and spoke. "But your so much is too much. You've taken the cake. You and your people are buying and making, growth upon growth of shopping and taking. It takes so much energy to make all these things. Unfortunately, most of it ends up in bins. There's oceans of plastics and wrappers galore. There's mountains of toys, yet you still want more. Well, more you will get. Now listen to me. 1, 2, 3 mantra. Now look, you're a tree." The girl sprouted branches and leaves from her head. Her legs grew so long down into the bed. So shocked she became, but had to admire how gorgeous she looked in this leafy attire. "My arms are now bows, my fingers are twigs. Birds make their nests on me, eating my figs. I love the cold rain and don't mind the sun. I wave in the breeze, giving shade is so fun." "But wait," said the tree, "you'll see why I fuss. Just look at your legs, look what's happening to us. A municipal man came, paid by your taxes, with a team of young men, all armed with axes. They started to draw on the girl become tree. They sawed her, they cut her, and chopped off her at knee. She screamed and she wailed, but no man did hear. Her protests and pain all fell on deaf ears. She started and jumped, and she toppled and changed. Again she was back in her bed, rearranged. "You people," said Tree, "want car parks and zones. You want snaps of our beauty on your mobile phones. So we trees must go, acre by acre, used once and thrown away, burnt into vapor. But that's not all, child, since you love to hog. 1, 2, 3 mantra, this time you're a dog." The girl grew 4 legs and claws on her feet, then fur and long ears, her dog looked complete. A dog on the street, you live in the trash. Made of discarded rags, you will have skin rash. Each year your puppies, you love them and cry, for each year all of your puppies will die. But look over there, a pet shop all glass, and inside an owner is selling pups fast. There's another poor dog on the other side of town. She's kept in a cage, and every day she lies down. More and more puppies she's forced and she's made, and all of them taken to feed the pet trade. People want spotted dogs, maybe tall, even fat. They don't want your strays, you're a curse, and that's that. So more unwanted animals are filling our city, and all are unhappy. What a shame, what a pity. The girl/dog looked at her lot. Her cute little pups would soon be forgot. She felt broken-hearted, no words could be said. She wept and dissolved back into her bed. Then Tree said, "My girl, you're not finished yet. You'll now be a bird. Get ready, get set." Her face became beaked, her legs became narrow. Some feathers grew brown, she turned into a sparrow, fitted and chirped and hopped on the sill. Then into the sky she flew, until her wing caught a kite string covered in glass. It nearly cut her wing off, but lucky she was fast. She flew to a tower, also covered in lines. She rested a minute, but this sparrow could read signs. "Danger! Keep out! Keep well away!" She thought, "This is bad news. I'd better not stay." She noticed the humming turned into a roar. A blast of radiation waves grew more and more. She flew out of town and was flocked to a feather. She saw chickens in cages that went on forever. Mountains of rubbish and oceans of trash, forests laid waste, all sold up for cash. Jungles turned paper to help our nose blow, woodlands to furniture just used and thrown. The sparrow flew far, and flying she saw wastelands of rubbish, more and more. Crude oil, dead soil, vast piles of ore, people living in garbage, the sick and the poor. Shoveling, carting, and picking up the dirt, without any shoes, without any shirt. The sparrow girl sickened and saddened and fell. Our earth was once heaven, but now it is hell. The land became bleak and the sky became dark. No green and no tree and no walk in the park. She fell. Then she woke. In her bed, it was her bed, and her head, it was her head. She had girl hands and had girl feet. She had seen so much darkness, she admitted defeat. Her mind, it was shocked. That tree was a dream. Our earth in the future, a nightmare, day scream. It's happening now, it's so terrible and true. So, she said, I must change. Now, what can I do? We dream of a day when our dear earth is loved, and all she has given is more than enough. The earth can fulfill everyone's need, but it can't bear the strain of everyone's greed.
We now invite Asim Berry, who have been working extensively with youth for past 6 years. Asim works for a Asim works as a program manager at Swechha and manage all its school, overteach and environment programs and campaign. In his 5 years of working with Swechha, he has engaged directly with 50,000 student 50,000 student on 50,000 student through various workshop, plantation, environmental campaigns, gram anubhav, and other youth oriented initiatives of Swechha.
We would love it if we could have Ashim Bhaiya to speak with us, but recently he left the meeting because he have to catch another urgent meeting. We have to keep working to transform our love for Mother Earth into concrete actions. With Greta Thunberg and more such young artists and activists, we want to build a movement that truly carries a new story for our species on its only home. Climate change is an immediate threat to the survival and well-being of human civilization, if not the entire Earth community.
We need to accept personal responsibilities and what tools we use to help us live every moment in service of Mother Earth. It is our only home and there is no planet B. Goal number 13, climate action, was a topic of session third. It focused on how we must adopt sustainable ways to protect our Mother Earth. Let's watch let's watch a small video showcasing an innovative idea of children recommending remembering to take down the notes and keep the chat box alive.
Now, now is the time. Our mother is very sick. We don't know what to do. She is very, very ill. Maybe she won't live. We must meet and we must act. And all the birds they fly and call us all to come. And they sing and swoop, soar into action. The crested monkey eagle, the condor vulture, the hummingbird and magpie, the ibis and albatross, and the cooning dove all must come. And the trees come and meet, long, tall, and old trees, redwood and peepal, fig trees and tangling thorn trees, coconut palm trees from beaches and grass trees from deserts, cactus trees and oak trees and the chinar trees from the snowiness, and the pine trees and gum trees. They uproot themselves, they come. And the rivers come to meet, old, slow, and wide rivers, fast, wild, frothing shiver rivers, bubbling and dangerous and life-giving channels, Nile and Amazon and Ganga and Brahmaputra, Mississippi and Danube and Yangtze. They come, they leave their age-old paths. The rivers cross their banks and the barriers. They come. And the reptiles come. They hop and they swim and they crawl. And they move slowly and fast. Ancient crocodilians and Komodo dragons and monitors, frogs and snakes and with tongues flashing blue and pink, with claws sharp and tails wagging, they come. And the bees and buzzing things and 100 million clicking bugs and beetles and butterflies and moths and mosquitoes and flies, all the humming, hovering, beating many-legged things, they come. And the fur-covered come, the milk-makers, clawed-hoofed breakers, and the saber-toothed and hairy, the bears and the rhinos, the lions lay with the lambs, and the elephant with the mouse, the pained and maimed and hunted and framed, they come. And the people come, they who record, who show and write, who describe and destroy, and they who suffer and care, they who witness and yet worn down by weather and storm, who get flooded and burned, the children balancing in the broken nest, who protest and manifest, who cry and decry, they come. And the time is ticking on. Sun is waking and sleeping, and warm gets warmer and cold gets lesser, and the ice melts that bit more, and the mother's blood is spilled on the parliament floor, and the drip in her arm is leaking, and the doctors are locked out and fools let in, and mother is sick, she might die. And then, but, and then, and no one is with her, but us looking on, and I am just a little child. I don't know what I can start, and I will start. I will start. We must shift sustainable to regenerate, not just recycling. We need to stop demanding. Swap plastic for plants, swap plastic for clay. Don't drive one in a car, take the bus, ride a bike. Swap coal for solar, swap oil for wind, swap gas for thermal, and plant and plant and plant trees and grasses and algae and moss and anything that drinks carbon. Start now, right now, not after a while. Go now.
फोर्थ वाला सेशन पहले कर देंगे वीडियो बाद में. Hope you all have posted your queries in the chat box. Welcoming our esteemed panelists Aditya Jain and Raghav Arora from UNICEF. Aditya Jain is a young professional working with the WASH team with UNICEF in New Delhi. He has majored in water and sanitation studies from the Tata Institute of Social Sciences during his post graduation. As a wildlife enthusiast, he has been an ardent advocate of a clean environment since college and has been running an eco club that organizes various awareness drives on making students aware of climate change.
Raghav
Hi,
Arora.
hi, I'm Raghav. Hello. Any questions for me, or should I explain SDG 13 first for those who don't know?
Yes, Raghav, we can start with that. You can start explaining, and then I guess we'll have a few more questions.
Okay,
We do
great.
have one
Thank you.
right now.
Sure. Okay. So, as you all may know, as we speak, in fact, the situation outside is very grave. You'll ask how? Well, you see, if you read the daily newspapers, you'll come to know that there are extreme weather events happening. There are cyclones hitting all coasts, most coast towns. The heat waves, the frequency of heat waves has been increasing, and most important and most unfortunately, the average temperature of Earth is rising. Uh, and you know what it's called? It's because of climate change. Climate change is a direct poses a direct threat to child's ability to learn, to grow, and to survive and thrive. Now, you see, droughts and changing growing rainfall patterns are leading to crop failures and rising food prices, which again links to one of the previous SDGs that we talked about, SDG 15 that Madam talked about. Now, if you see, the Earth's climate change has severe consequences on our daily lives and resilience of countries, which has prompted all the countries, all nations to come together to help mitigate and adapt to climate change and its impacts for the benefit of people everywhere. Now, this is exactly the objective of SDG 13, which is on climate action, to take action to combat climate change and its impact. If you remember our presentation that we had sometime in October, I believe, my colleague Aditya had shown you that how I remember, but vaguely remember a few students. I remember Saksham was there, if I'm not mistaken, that and his group, that we talked about how the ice cream that you are eating right now has been melting through a diagram, and also how it affects our water cycle and it comes to our food that we eat. So if you remember that, thank you for that. If you don't, I'm sure Aditya, my colleague, will explain it to you once again. And so yeah, this is in broad context, this is about climate action. And even with all the measures that we take, it will take decades to reverse the global warming. So we must be prepared to manage extreme weather and natural disasters, and which is where your role comes into place. Because as UNICEF, we are, as our climate change policy, the centerpiece of our climate change policy is to have children as a center of change, in making them the agents of change in our response plan. Now, we work with different partners and different governments of governments of most countries to ensure that children are an essential part of climate change strategy. Do you see examples of Greta Thunberg, or even Ridhima, who just spoke? I don't know if I pronounce her name correctly. She is one example that how we could through children advocate for a better tomorrow. So yeah, thank you. If that answers your question. Any follow-up question?
Yes, Raghav. So we have one question here.
Hmm.
What will happen? It is by Rahul. So what will happen if climate change carries on, and what will the world like if what will happen to the world if nothing is done?
What will happen to the world if nothing is done? I would request Aditya to respond to it. Aditya, would you come in, please?
Yeah,
He's a
thank you so much,
climate change
Raghav.
expert.
Yeah, thank you. And very great question. So, yeah, so if we leave climate change to go on, so it's similar that you are burning something and you are not like uh, stopping it. So what will happen if the whole massive burn it ends? So similarly, if climate change will continue happening, what will happen to it? It's burning, then it burn down and everything will get destroyed. See, everything is codependent to each other. If we don't stop the climate change, what will happen? Initially all the wildlife will die, all the coral reefs, all the glacier will melt. Slowly average temperature of the earth will increase. Slowly every species on the earth, not only humans but every species will going to die. So again, then if everything get destroyed, I don't know, I no one can say how long it will take to for our earth to just come back to life. Maybe never. So yeah, so that I
Yeah.
think answers the
In very
question
simple,
broadly.
yeah, just to add to that, Rahul, if you, in very simple context, if you don't address climate change, then what will happen? Okay, I'm done, but I'll just take 30 more seconds. What will don't happen that if you must have seen the Earth's map and you see an equal proportion of green and blue, which is Earth and water, and there'll be more of blue because there's more blue every. It's been projected that some countries may even be flooded by water, so you'll see more of water all around and less of land. So that is one of the consequences of climate change if we don't address. Thank you.
Raghav, there's one more question by Anjali. What are the ways by which we as students can protect the rights of our environment?
Okay, start at home. We have so many examples that were presented during our presentation, where in fact, you need to really you need to really act local in order to be global. Why did Greta Thunberg become so popular in her global activism? Because she started very local. She started with very with initiatives in her school. So I know of a fact that all of you have been doing your bit, maybe reducing by reducing less carbon emission, you not using much of adopting more of public transport, and not on maybe non-conventional sources of energy that pollute the environment less, adopting to CNG, or even reducing water, as simple as that. Don't waste water. So whenever the next time you come out of a bathroom, just make sure that you have that the tap has been off and you don't and it's not been on. And very simple measures like garbage collection. I can speak for myself. Mostly on weekends, what I do, and a group of my friends and my colleagues, we do go for very different garbage cleanup drives, so that and clean up the garbage so that it doesn't pollute the soil, and also reduce water pollution. I mean, don't if you live in Delhi or you live in any part of the world which has rivers, don't pollute water. Yeah. So start at home. Be local in order to be global.
Adding to that, Raghav, one more thing, try to reduce your consumption. As the other SDGs say, try to reduce what you want. Change your things like avoid plastic toothbrush, change it to bamboo, avoid plastic bottle, use glass. So, like all those small steps can help the environment better.
Thank you. Any more?
Uh,
Any more?
no, thank you, Raghav Bhaiya and Aditya Bhaiya. So, moving to the last group now.
Thank
The
you.
last group was on SDG number 14, Life Below Water. Session 4 aimed at discussing about life underwater. Over 3 billion people depend on marine and coastal biodiversity for their livelihood. However, today we are seeing 30% of the world's fish stocks overexploited, reaching below the level 8, which they can produce sustainable yields.
Facilitators from the session were Melon, Meadows, and Ganesh. Melon is a part of Indian Network of Ethics and Climate Change for almost a decade and has been involved with the climate education process, working with different communities and stakeholders across India. He has studied natural resources management and agriculture business from the Ohio State University.
Ganesh Nakwa is a seventh generation fisherman from a fishing helmet called Karanja in Maharashtra. He has a deep love for the ocean and believes we can make our fishing practice sustainable. Don't forget to pose your question in the chat box as you witness the work of the children.
Now we would now we would hand over the mic to Maron, form, opening the forum for brief panel discussion. Over to you, Bhaiya.
Thank you, Priya. Uh, Hi, everyone. Thank you, Ram. Very good evening to all of you. It's wonderful to see what all you have been up to since the last time I was there with you all. Good evening once again. And here to talk, Ganesh couldn't be here because his wife just delivered a baby a couple of days ago. So he's busy with his new baby and being a new father. So talking to you about SDG 14, Life Below Water, which basically is a goal to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, our seas, and all the marine resources available in it towards and for sustainable development. That is what SDG 14 is all about. And to create healthy oceans and seas that are essential for our existence. Uh, the oceans and the seas and water we all know covers about 70% of our planet, and we human beings as well as other living species and beings relied on them for food, energy, and for water. And yet we have managed to do tremendous damage to our oceans and our seas over the past century and more. And it's time that we start protecting them by eliminating pollution and overfishing. And it's in time to start taking responsibility to manage and protect all the marine life around us. Now, SDG 14 basically talks about a couple of things where it asks us, or the targets are set to, number one is to reduce marine pollution. And by reducing marine pollution is just to give you a sense of pollution from that is from land-based activities, from marine debris, and from nutrient pollution. And 80% of the marine pollution is actually plastics, and plastics that come from fishing activities, and 80% of the pollution is that. So one thing that we have spoken about earlier is how do we reduce this marine pollution and what steps should be taken for us to do that. Secondly is also to protect and restore ecosystem, as Raghav had spoken earlier about climate change, and we are looking at and we're seeing already impacts of climate change on our ecosystem. And one of the biggest ecosystems and the most vulnerable ecosystems in the world is the coral ecosystem, and we're already seeing damage to that. And how do we protect and restore these? Climate change is also affecting acidification of the oceans, and by acidification is the acid content of that is available in water, which is very very vulnerable and very very important for marine life. And we're seeing that changing because of changes in temperature, and also because of the melting snow caps that are there. uh, the goals also talk about sustainable fishing, which means that I was just reading a recent report saying that for the kind of lifestyle that the world has, we will have to increase our fish catch by almost 1.5 million tons every year till 2050. And right now, with the kind of fishing that is happening and the kind of ecosystem and biology that is there in the ocean, this is not possible, and it's not going to be possible. So how do we maintain a sustainable fishing lifestyle where people can be fed as well as livelihoods can be sustained? The goal also talks about conserving coastal and marine areas and other things about talks about exchange of scientific knowledge as well as economic benefits, but we won't get into that. But these are the basic tenets of the goal, and I think some of the things that are doable is for us as kids and as young children of the future is how do we reduce marine pollution, how do we protect and restore these ecosystems in the water, and how do we uh, be responsible for sustainable fishing. That's something that we as human beings can at least in our capacity do. Thank you.
Myron, there is a question for you,
Yeah.
and Saksham has raised this question. How can we control the microplastics present in water bodies?
How do we control the microplastics? And the basic thing is stop using single-use plastic. That is the most important.
Sir, Myron, sir, sorry to disturb you, but
Yeah.
I like I would request you to please turn on your video so we can
Oh, sorry.
see.
Can you see me now?
Yes, yes.
Hi everyone. So the the most simplest and the most important thing is to stop the use of single-use plastic. And single-use plastic, right from anywhere in land, is leaching into the soil and is also leaching into the water because the soil absorbs the water and absorbs the plastic as well as the water absorbs the plastic. And this is the most important what you say. Solution for us is to stop the use of single-use plastic. Secondly, to continue is also there are lots of reports talking about the use of microplastics and microbeads in our toothpaste, in our face washes, in our shampoos that we use, and that is also having a major impact on the microplastics in the ocean as well. So be careful and be wary of where you're buying your beauty products, not only for girls but guys also. And your toothpaste, like the gel toothpaste and the toothpaste that have the tiny gels on it, tiny pores on it, that also is having an effect on the kind of marine, what is it called, microplastics in the system. Thank you.
So, Myron, there's another question.
Yeah.
What is the impact of overfishing on marine ecosystems since you were involved with the fisheries,
Absolutely.
fishing activities recently? So, I think you would love to answer the question.
Absolutely. So the impact of overfishing is is tremendous because it depends on what kind of fish that you're overfishing. That is one, and it depends on where on the food pyramid the fish is on. If you're overfishing, say something like a shark, which is already happening, we are also seeing that the fish that are below that supply chain have increased, which is also creating a problem for the species below it, as well as also creating a problem for the kind of ecology that is to be maintained. So overfishing does create an imbalance of the kind of ecosystem that has to be maintained in that sense. Secondly, we are looking at overfishing. We're also seeing extinction of species, and we're also seeing species disappearing, which we will never get back. That is the second result of overfishing. I think these two are the two main what do you say consequences of overfishing.
Thank you so much, Myron sir. It
Anytime.
was it was a great it was very great moment with you. So going further, now we would like to show you video of the work done by our children.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. And then Anisha, I'll leave after that. Is that fine?
Yes, Myron, perfectly
Thanks.
fine. Thank you for being here.
Thanks. Anytime. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I would request Vedant Bia to share the book of SDG number 14. Thank you.
The Shark's Journey. I'm a shark, don't mind, cause I'm sweet and I'm kind. And I promise I'm not here to eat you. I just want to chat about this and that. We've something important to do. See, I'm now on a mission cause there's an issue with fishing. So, I'm searching a clean bit of sea. I will swim till I'm done. And right here, we've begun. So, come on this journey with me. So, here in Bombay, where the movie men play, it used to be 30 small towns, all fishing folk villages. But then, corporate pillages dragged their life standards down. Now, smoke and pollution are beyond all solution, and oceans catch all of the dirt. For a shark, it's no joke. All my fish only choke, and my tummy and eyes they just hurt. So I swim out to sea where I once swam with glee. So green, so blue, so fantastic. But now it's a mess. Just sewage and stress, and everywhere everything's plastic. Plastic bottles in tons, and all little ones. The fish just swallow and die. The micron so small, it's throughout us all. From the tail to my fins to my eye. I'm now made of plastic cause I eat fish of plastic. And it's hard to get rid of the taste. I wish people on land would give us a hand and stop making all of that waste. So I swim out some distance with greater insistence to find some sea that is clean. Then a shadow draws near and are full of fear. It's the largest of ships I have seen. It's large, it's immense, it's vast, and I am tense. And the noise is a terrible blare. Then a hole opens up, and I'm now being sucked. It's a net, no escape, it's not fair. I swim for my life and escape from the strife. But 10,000 fish got sucked in. It's crazy, it's mad, that ship is so bad. Like a huge, sucking monstrous bin. I swim to ship's side, it's long and it's wide, to see what it is going on. In international waters, no nation, no quarters. This ship, it just sucks on and on. Then, the saddest of all the dead of its trawl are tossed away, chucked overside. The fish they can't sell are just wastage expel. More dirt for the oceans inside. They find where fish are using high-tech radar. It really no just isn't fair. With these massive fish fleets, fishermen can't compete. They used to take only their share. So I swim on disgusted. These men should be busted. Who does that? And why don't they care? Just taking and taking, for money just making. So now, it's fish buyer now must beware.
What a fabulous compilation. Congratulations to all the children for putting such magnificent work.
While Article 12 of the Convention on the Rights of the Child recognizes a child's right to speak and to be genuinely heard, Article 13 states that child rights have a right to express themselves in mediums that are child friendly and age appropriate. A nine is mine advocate from West Bengal, Lakshya and Sakshi, will render a song composed by child climate activists during their National Inclusive General Assembly. The song calls young citizens to be the change we want to see in the world.
This climate anthem was first presented before the Honorable Vice President of India, Sri Venkaiah Naidu, and Srimati Smriti Irani, Minister of Women and Child Development, and UN officials include Renata, the UN resident coordinator. Surely this composition will make you sing along the and ponder some simple raw wisdom even as it compels us to put our act together for saving our Mother Earth.
एक बदलाव बन जाओ, एक बदलाव बन जाओ, जल तरंग के भीतर जाओ, बादलों को हाथ लगाओ, पंछियों का राग बन जाओ, एक बदलाव बन जाओ, एक बदलाव बन जाओ। हर तरफ है धुआं है नदियाँ भी प्यासे क्यों क्यों ऑक्सीजन कम हुआ है जंगल भी जल रहे बेमौत ने दोष मर रहा तो कैसे मैं उनको बचाऊं एक बदलाव बन जाओ मैं भी एक बदलाव बन जाऊं बारिश का पानी बचाओ प्लास्टिक को दूर भगाओ बारिश का पानी बचाओ प्लास्टिक को दूर भगाओ पेड़ ना काटो और पेड़ लगाओ चलो इन सबको जीवन का हिस्सा बनाए चलो इन सबको जीवन का हिस्सा बनाए हम भी एक बदलाव बन जाए तुम भी एक बदलाव बन जाओ हम भी एक बदलाव बन जाए तुम भी एक बदलाव बन जाओ तुम भी एक बदलाव बन जाओ एक बदलाव बन जाओ
What a great song. We hope you all have been actively listening to all the sessions and panel discussions we did because this is the time you all love or get excited about. It's the surprise quiz. You all must have downloaded the Kahoot app. You have to open the app and enter the code we are displaying on the screen. The time allotted for each question is either 10 seconds or 20 seconds. After you select the answer, do not forget to click on the submit button. We would like to invite Kimi among us. Kimi,
So we start the Kahoot quiz now, and there is the pin coming up on the screen here. So the pin is 1587625.
J-Ho! J-Ho!
1587625.
J-Ho! Love and understanding come from everywhere. In our hearts, two worlds apart, our broadest one to share. Honesty and trusting all along the way. Holding hands all in this land, together we will stay. Love and understanding is everywhere we see. Love and understanding, and all of us can share. Honesty and trusting in all of our hands we share it. Honesty and trusting is living in the land we live. Oh, land is mine. Land is mine. Oh, land is mine. Oh, land is mine. Land is mine. Oh, land is mine. Love and understanding come from everywhere. In our hearts, two worlds apart, our broadest one to share. Honesty and trusting all along the way. Holding hands all in this land, together we will stay.
If you do not have the Kahoot app, you can directly go to the Chrome and type Kahoot. You will get an option of Play Kahoot. You can click on that and then you can enter your game pin. After you enter your game pin, that is 1587625, you can add in your name, which will be displayed on the screen here.
If the love and nine is mine. If the love and love is mine. If the love and nine is mine. If the love and love is mine. If the love and nine is
We just have 49 participants, with 50 participants who have joined the Kahoot game. I request the others also to join me. So we start the quiz now. So the correct answer is 2015. The correct answer is goal number 7, and 28 got it right. correct answer is 169. The correct answer is climate change. The correct answer is sustainable consumption and production practices. 35 got it right. Wow, 40 got it right. That's all of the above. So the correct answers is MDGs, that's Millennium Development Goal. The correct answer is industry. So the answer is true. And we move to the last question for the quiz. Steve is at number 3. Nita is at number 2, and the topper is Violet. The topper is Violet. Let's see who are the runners up.
We would like to invite Kimi among us. Kimi was born and raised Delhi, who studies in class 8 Tagore International School, Basant Vihar. She has been interested in fine art and storytelling since childhood and is excited to be able to learn and contribute towards society. Over to you, Kimi. Kimi, can you hear us? Kimi?
Kimi, you are the panelist now. You can unmute yourself and continue.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kimi. I study at Tagore International School, Basant Vihar in Delhi, and I am honored to say that I was a participant in the jagART workshop. Firstly, I would like to sincerely thank Mr. Daniel Connell from the Adelaide Central School of Art all the way in Australia, who has given each one of us unforgettable experiences by guiding us throughout this amazing journey, and to everyone in the 9S team for arranging and giving us students the opportunity to partake in such an important and delightful workshop that has truly taught us so many things. I must admit that this jagART workshop has simply been one of a kind. Being able to talk, discuss, and connect with people from all over the country was something I could have never even dreamt about. To say that it was refreshing and enthralling would still be an understatement. This workshop has beautifully opened our eyes to so many important and alarming environmental issues, which are unfortunately rather neglected. It also helped us learn that we, even as children, must use our own unique voices to stand up for what is right. These sessions have admirably empowered each one of us, making us realize that when united, we too have the power to bring about a change, and I am beyond grateful for it. Thanks to the warming and inspiring mentorship of Mr. Daniel, the creative process of discussing these problems and brainstorming unconventional solutions has undoubtedly given all of us great memories, and we have all learned so much from each other as well. Though the workshop has ended, I am sure my fellow peers can agree with me when I say the new perspectives and lessons it has gifted us will stay with each one of us for life. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimi, for your contribution.
Thank you very much, Kimi. It was indeed a great pleasure to meet you and work with you and to hear your voice again reading that poem. You, I think, are the next Prime Minister of India.
Thank you, sir.
I look forward to seeing what you do in the future.
Christmas is around the corner with Advent announced 2 weeks back. At Yes, this is usually a time where young advocates are busy honing their circus art skills to promote global goals. Through the Christmas story, When Children Rule the World is one of the best pieces of their Christmas for All production. We dream for a day when children rule the world, for a world governed by children like egolessness and wonder nurtured, a world fit for children and a world fit for all. Let's witness a joy and happiness through the creative medium of children.
Hams and yams and cookies and candy, chimes of joy and candles aglow, hymns and carols, choirs are forming everywhere that you go. Père Noel, angels for every boy and girl. Nobody cries or tells any lies the night that children rule the world. When the children rule the world tonight, when the children rule the world. Doves and kings and shepherds and wise men came together, followed the star. They all gathered down in the manger. They came from so very far. Midnight is clear. angels that guard each boy and girl. No hunger or thirst, the last will be first. The night that children rule the world. When the children rule the world. Tonight, when the children rule the world. All the greatest wishes are granted. Let us sing, let innocence reign. All the prayers are finally answered, blessed and free of all pain. Towers of fire rise ever higher. Magical flags will be unfurled. The power of song, the young are the strong. The night that children rule the world. When the children rule the world. Tonight, when the children rule the world. Farewell, farewell, angels for every boy and girl. The demons are gone, the young are the strong. The night that children rule the world. When the children rule the world. Tonight, when the children rule the world. Farewell, farewell, angels for every boy and girl. Demons are gone, the young are so strong. The children rule the world. When the children rule the world. Tonight, when the children rule the world. The children rule the world. Tonight, when the children rule the world. Oh, they rule the world. Yeah. When the children rule the world. When the children rule the world. When the children rule the world.
jagART is about young people using creative arts to speak about a world fit for all. We have with us our youngest 90s mind child advocate, Arrevir Kochar, who uses his storytelling skills to speak about celebrating Christmas with those so-called aliens en masse and including them our our One Earth community. May I request Aravi to share with us his little book, the proceeds of which will go to children to ensure that they enjoy basic rights. Is not Christmas every day.
Hi everyone, my name is Daddy Kochar and I'm 7 years old. I'm the author of Christmas on Mars book. Here is the book. It's about aliens celebrating Christmas with Santa Claus. Soon it will be coming in Amazon and Flipkart. Merry Christmas everyone. Happy holidays. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, Aryaveer. And Aryaveer has come up with this interesting book called Christmas on Mars. And the book is available on Amazon and Flipkart around the Christmas season. So we'll update you all with it. Thank you, our little Santa Claus here. Thank you so much, Aryaveer.
You're welcome. Merry Christmas.
And welcoming who better than the man behind this magnificent performance of our children. Please welcome Amit Cheska, an actor, director, musician, and acting teacher who also clicks lovely, heartwarming pictures. We welcome Andrea, sir.
Hello.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Children rule the world. When the children rule the world. When the children rule the world. Oh, children rule the world. When the children rule the world. Hi, Ram.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, all of you. Hi, Priya. Hi, all the guys and ladies behind you. I mean, Ankit and Soran, and who is behind? There is Anmol. Okay, welcome to all children and all. Some of you are already adult. Your work is great. What you are doing is wonderful. And it has power. It has power of life. It is not something which is outside of everything, or which is just, yeah, what can I say? I saw all this session and it's something which has to be. I'm speaking out of here in Vienna from Austria. I am not from Australia, which is on the other side of the world. Austria is in Europe, in the middle of Europe. We are in a second lockdown since 1 month of COVID-19. So that means everything is closed, many people are losing their jobs all over Europe, millions of people. And everyone, politics, the population is waiting for a vaccination against. And I think it will come, but after that, I fear that we will go on with all that, what we did before. And there is climate change also. The climate change is a very big theme all over the world, but we will not find a vaccination against climate change. And so maybe you young people, Priya, I can see now on the screen, I worked with her since 5 years and well, appreciate what you are doing here. The way how you grew up, what you are doing, it's incredible. And this climate change, the vaccination are young people like Ram, are young people like Priya, and this is the beginning of a vaccination against this climate change. This kind of mind, this kind of attitude, and I think to all the other ones. Here in Austria, I work a lot with schools also in art, and most of the teachers have no idea about the 17 global goals. So I try to give them input, of course, more to the students. And we have my tool since 40 years, sorry, is artwork. And how can I relate artwork with my guitars in the background and being a performing artist, circus arts? How can you relate that to, for example, to climate change, to the 17 global goals? I think that art, and that will be maybe a future of art also, or that you take it as a platform for that, what's happening on this world. Art is always a mirror. Art is always a mirror of our life. It opens young people, elder people. It gives you possibilities to reflect about your own. I mean, if you go to school and you have math lesson, then the math teacher will tell you and teach you 1 and 1 is 2. If you are an art or painting teacher, then you ask children to, for example, to paint the same tree at the same time. And you will have 100 different paintings of this tree. It's this one tree, but you will have 100 different paintings. So there's a difference. And 1 and 1 is 2. That's okay. That's science. But art includes also into science to question and to be creative, to make your own picture, your own painting about that, what is happening in reality. So I think that could be a big help, a big platform for all what you're working for. We worked for that already since many years with Priya, with Ram, with Ankit and Vishal, and who are all in the background now doing the stuff, the technical stuff. Who else? Anmol is here, I know since 8 years, but that's not important. Important is your message, and you are working on incredible things. And I hope that in my function, also as an artist here in my country, I will be able to do and to put this message you are giving to other young people. It's because here in the richer countries, we don't talk about this so much, and in the educational system, nobody knows about the 17 global goals. So hopefully when this pandemic is going over, I can all invite you here to talk with Austrian students in schools and to put this message all over Europe, because you are much more further with that what you do. And okay, you don't rule the world only today, you will rule it during the next 100 years. And so namaskar and dhanyavad for inviting me. And okay, I don't know what to say anymore. I'm just missing you all.
Thank you, Andreas, sir, for your motivational words.
We are missing you too, Andreas. Last time you were here with us Christmas times, and we enjoyed a lot. Good to see you again.
Now I would like to call Brother Steve to give vote of thanks.
I know it's been long, so I'll keep this very short in naming a number of people that have made this possible. But I'd like to spend some time at the end acknowledging all the 100 artists that we have. So if you're here, please keep your little paintings ready. We'd like to associate the paintings with faces. So please keep that ready for the end. Before I begin, just want to thank Daniel to begin off with. But ask you a question. What was common between when Daniel turned on his screen and Andres? Did you notice anything particular? Not too sure about today's screen on Daniel, but certainly every time I see Daniel's screen, what strikes me the most is that there's a picture of an Indian in the background, and so with Andres' screen today. So I just want to thank Daniel and Andres for keeping India at the heart of your work and your wonderful talents here. Thanks, Daniel, for entering into this engagement and devoting so many months of work to this. I know our linking up and our communications with you have not been ideal, but I hope it does. I know it'll pay off in terms of creating at least 100, if not more, child activists who use their brush to paint a better world for us today and our world tomorrow. Thanks to all the panelists, Mrs. Uppal from WWF, Raghav, Arora, and Aditya from UNICEF. Ashim Beri from Swecha is always a go-to person when we want something from on the environment. Myron and Ganesh from Blue Catch, and Ranjita, who could not join us today, but who's from CSE. So thanks to all these wisdom figures who supported us with their rich experience and their information. A particular thanks, and I'm inviting all the students here to please convey this to your principals and teachers of all the 96 schools from across the country who have made this work possible by allowing you to be part of this. And I think Jeevan and Anmol will flash these wonderful names on our screen, and keep flashing these, Jeevan, as I go through this, because if all these people across India didn't come together, this entire jagART would not be possible. But I'm glad to announce that 29 states and union territories are represented here in this jagART 1. jagART 1 suggests there's going to be just jagART 2 and 3 and 4. And we're glad that Andres is here with us, who we would invite to do a jagART through mime. We're also planning a jagART through rap songs and through music as well. So we're looking out for artists from across the country to come together to sing and paint a better world for today and for tomorrow. Thanks to our anchors Ram and Priya for doing a wonderful job. It's been challenging not having them here on the campus because of COVID, but in such a short time they put this together. So thank you, Ram and Priya. Thanks to all our interpreters. It takes a lot of time and energy to interpret and attention to interpret for 2 consecutive hours and more. And Temsurenla, who signs the entire session. We're really grateful for you for creating an inclusive space. Thanks to Gayatri ma'am, who's joined us from right down from Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu and consistently translated all the ongoing conversations in Tamil. Teresa for helping us with the Malayalam, Preeti Kannada, and Chaya for helping us with the Hindi translations. It just goes to create a space that includes everyone, and we would like to leave no one behind and no one out of these. Thanks to all our staff members, whether it was the bell ringer, that's Ankit, or people keeping time, or translations being done by our staff, and questions being fielded by others. It all took a team to come together and do this. Grateful to all of you, but special mention needs to be made of our tech team, Jeevan, Vedant, and Chintan, particularly Jeevan, who put together the MP4 videos. But all of this would not have been possible without Anmol spearheading this entire program. So thanks to Anmol for really doing these months of hard work of designing, implementing, and then finally celebrating our session today. Thanks to Sugandha, who supported her with this particular piece, and for all those who helped with script writing and various things. Really grateful to all of you. And just thank you for being here. Ridhima for being a special guest today and sharing with us your insights. I was reminded by Vedant to say, to remind us along with our little advocate of the book, Aryavir. Thank you for supporting us with the Christmas on Mars. And we're trying to make Christmas a special event, experience for all our city makers here who are homeless. And if you know of anyone who can support our venture of giving every person a sleeping bag, improvised sleeping bag, please let them know. I think Vedant is going to post that link on our chat box and on the question answer section. So just to ensure that everyone has a warm Christmas this year, It's already promising to be the coldest winter ever. 17 years ago, 71 years ago, they had a cold wave, and this year there's promise of it being repeated, and it's all thanks to climate change and pollution to go along with it, and the COVID scenario doesn't help the scene at all. So do help our people here on the streets by just promoting our venture. And lastly, I want to ask all those in group 1 to just raise your hands. There's a raise your hand button down below. And I'm going to ask Jeevan to bring you all on the panel group with your video. Turn on your videos on and uh, hold your pieces of art in front of us so we can recognize all the hard work you put together into this particular program. If you have the time also, thanks Akash is the first there. That's Akash. Akash, if you have the time, just change your name and put down also your school and the place you are from. This Akash name, change your name as well, so we can recognize your school as well as the place you are from. So all those with your hands raised, group 1, raise your hands, and Jeevan will make you our Vasu Gupta. Thank you very much. From 8F, you want to put down which school you belong to, Vasu? That's a beautiful piece, Vasu. I'm going to, yeah, Rachika. Let's see your face as well, Rachika. Peony, Twisha, beautiful. Okay. Ivan, Suraj Bose, Akash Nain. Show us your video, please, Akash. Oh, St. Joseph's. Ruksar.
सूरज बोस ये थे तुम्हें सोनो
Can you turn off your mics, please? Keep your mics on mute. Yeah. Suraj, Rachika, beautiful. Have a look at these wonderful pieces that they use recycled material for it. And beyond the recycle, reuse was the message of refuse. Refuse to buy anything that you do not need that would harm the earth. Refuse. Refuse to buy that extra cosmetic product. Refuse to buy that extra mobile. Refuse to buy that extra car or that gadget that would destroy the earth. Refuse. Thanks, Akash. Okay, Akash has 2 pieces. Lovely, Akash. Malvika, want to show us your art piece? Okay. Beautiful. Waiting for, that's Akash. Oh, Akash has an alligator. Okay. Just, yeah, beautiful piece, Akash. Anyone else? Okay. Suraj, we just want to see the pictures that you put together for this particular program. So only show us these current ones. Okay. Can we have the next group up also, please? Group Prathana, have you seen your picture? Akash Nayan from St. John's.
Sir, actually, I was in group 5. I didn't know you're taking group 5.
Don't worry, Vasu. It doesn't matter now. Show us your picture again. Okay, it doesn't matter.
In the
And
group
you're from
5 show.
yeah. You can come back again. Yes. Let's go to group 2. Group 2, will you raise your hands, please? And group 1, put your hands down. So let's celebrate the art pieces of group 2. Daniel, would you like to recognize these young artists that they put there as they display their pieces of art? Daniel? Okay, if any of the artists are here, kindly turn on your videos and show us your pieces of art.
Sir,
Vasu, did you pay?
actually, I made many pieces, but I can show only one.
Yes, Vasu, only show us the one you used for the jagART program, okay?
Okay.
Palak, we can't see your video. Anuradha can't see your video. Palak, Malvika, can you show us your videos, please? Lovely. And if all of you can turn on the gallery view, you'll see all these beautiful pieces of art. We're taking a screenshot now. So will you please hold these lovely pictures up? Daniel is there. Daniel, would you like to just call out these names and just recognize these young people who were part of this wonderful jagART?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, the camera and microphone is not following. Was just not showing on my screen. It's just great to see all your faces again, rather than your works of art, because you're wonderful kids, Inzila and Ishika and Vasu and Riva and Ajit. You provided that beautiful picture of the eye. Kimi, that fantastic picture. Not only going to be the next Prime Minister of India, but you're going to be the next main artist of India as well. There's no end to your talents there. Riva, Peony, Vasu, good to see you. That was your beautiful picture of the pheasant, wasn't it? The monal pheasant. It was fantastic. I'm sorry that you felt that that wasn't good enough, but I think that your story is going to be something amazing. Akash, good to see you again. All these beautiful things. Oh, look at that crocodile. Did you draw that? Akash, did you draw that crocodile? Is it a caiman? Visha, all these beautiful images that we worked with. The monal pheasant, Vasu. I'm just looking at, scrolling through now. Peony, nice to see you again. Rachika, Vedantika, wear a mask every day. Good advice. Punya, that was your drawing there of the girl turning into the tree. That was so beautiful. Perfect. Vaishnavi, nice to see you. Manoj Gupta, I don't know, remember you. And I think we also have to thank Jeevan in this, because Jeevan did an amazing job. Peony, that beautiful picture of the wind. That beautiful, beautiful picture of the wind.
Daniel,
that was amazing.
May I ask Anmol and Jeevan to turn on their screens as well? So while taking the screenshot, I think their pictures need to come up as well in this celebration. Please turn on your screens.
Vasu, that vulture was fantastic. And I like the way you labeled everything so clearly and beautifully. The other thing I wanted to celebrate about your work, Vasu, is that you didn't just do any old bird. You did exactly the birds that were mentioned in the story. Thank you for that. I hope that that story becomes a little bit bigger. I think it could even become a film, don't you think? Let's make a Bollywood film with that movie, with that story. You can write the songs. Ajit, that eye was just so beautiful. Yeah. I think everybody's left. Oh, I've got some more here. Inzila, Riva, Ishika. Yeah, it's just so good to see all your faces again. We only spent a very short time together, didn't we? But at the same time, I felt like I got to know you all really well. Even though we spent just minutes and heard, minutes speaking to each other, but all your names and your faces have really etched into my brain. Oh, Ishika, that picture of the tree reaching into the bed worked just so perfectly. Well done. Reba, can you just hold that up closer to the camera? I can't actually see what's on the phone. Was that used in one of the stories? It's a different one, isn't it? And Inzila, that picture of her coming back, and that was used twice, I think, her face up close and also the bedroom. Many of your images were used twice there. So anyway, I think that's absolutely beautiful. Kimmy, thank you very much for the lovely things you said about the project. It was very nice. It was actually really hard work. For you guys, you had to look at the screen for a long time. You had to wait your turn, you had to contribute, you had to do your artwork, and it was quite a difficult thing.
Very
It was
good evening,
long and
sir.
arduous. Yeah. Who's saying
Sir,
that? Is
I'm
that Ajit?
Saksham. Sir, Saksham.
Oh,
So
Saksham.
how are you,
Oh,
sir?
he's good, good. And Sanjog is here, the poet. Sanjog,
Yes,
you
sir.
started us off with all the poetry. You wrote that
Yes.
first introduction to the shark story. Sanjog wrote, "I'm a shark, please don't mind, because I'm sweet and I'm
Sir,
kind."
yes, sir. Sir, I was
Sorry,
in
I'm just talking.
climate action story.
Yes, you were, Suraj. Sanjog, do you remember writing that?
Yes, sir.
And that was your picture there. Yeah, but I was hoping that you would write some more to finish it off. But anyway, I think you're going to become a famous poet one day, aren't you?
Sir, my also. Suraj.
Yeah, yeah. Suraj, show us your face. Lower the picture down. There you are. Thank you very much for that beautiful work too, Mr. Bose. Oh, where's Saksham?
Sir, I was so eager to meet you, sir. I'm so happy to see you again.
Yeah, I'm very happy to see you too. And that clock, Saksham, you did absolutely perfectly. Well done. Did you see that on the front cover of the story?
Yes, sir, I did see that.
Well done.
I
Well
was so
done.
delighted.
Who else we got? We got Priya, we got Anmol, we got Peony. I think that's everybody. Oh no, there's more. Devika and Ram. And here's Jeevan. Can you all see Jeevan there? He's the guy with the curly top hair and the beard. Jeevan has done a huge amount of work to make those into MP4s. Huge thanks to her. Thank you, Ram, for giving a clap to Jeevan. Are you giving a clap? Good on you. Yep, Jeevan has, I don't think, slept for the last few days or last week because he's been working very, very, very hard on that. Beautiful, Jeevan. Well, I think this as a group of people, all you committed guys. Oh, Saksham, you did the
Yes, sir. So my
the
bird was
pigeon.
also there.
Yeah,
Yes, sir, the
that was
pigeon.
beautiful. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Loved it.
Yes, sir. Sir, I used real pigeon wings in this.
Oh dear, did you have to kill the pigeons to get them?
No, actually they had fallen like in my garden.
Oh, that's all right then. That's okay. As long as you didn't like shoot them or anything.
Sir,
Good on you.
like I would also thank you.
Have you taken a screenshot?
Oh, has he taken a
Yes.
screenshot?
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Devika, that's a beautiful picture. Can you just put your picture down so that we can see your face?
Yes, sir.
I've missed you now. Where are you? Hang on. The other thing we should thank is your teachers for helping you do that. Oh, there you are, Devika. Thank you very much.
So can we put the pictures down?
Yeah, of course you can put the pictures down. Yeah. God, goodness me. Evan,
Excuse me,
where's
sir.
Evan?
Sir, are you ending the meeting now?
Yeah, well, that's up to Anmol and Steve and everybody.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
sir.
I think this is the end.
This
Well,
is the
I
end.
think this is the end. I think this group as a team have become so committed and so good, and we've all got to know each other really well. All of you, Peony and Saksham and Ajit, I think with this as a group should become a group. What do you think, Steve?
Yes.
Excuse me,
Actually,
sir.
yes, Devika.
Sir, I have a few more drawings to show. Can I show them?
Devika, just hold them up. I'm not sure if we've got time, but just keep holding them up and we'll watch them as they come up.
So as Devika does so, let us remember the purpose of this entire program was that we create young advocates who use art to advocate. So I would hope that all of you would now take your entire school and lead your school into an earth sense, a sense of protecting and caring for the earth and promoting lifestyles that would uh, help our earth survive and thrive. So that was the idea. That's why we've chosen one child, one artist from each school. So please keep your schools engaged in the art of advocacy and the art of using art to make change. Okay, so please help us with that. We're going to have jagART version 2 and 3 and 4. So we're asking you to get in touch with your friends who like mime and who like different forms of art, like whether it's craft or whether it is rap, to take this forward. But we would like you now, with the experience of engaging with Daniel and all our wonderful resource persons, to get a sense of art together to be used for our environment and our saving our Mother Earth. So please help us becoming child artists, child advocates, and child activists. Thank you. So have a great day. I'm going to keep the forum open in case you want to chat with Daniel. I know it's very late there in Australia, but if you want to chat around, and we'll keep this as a group together, as Daniel suggested, to work into the future as one team, working towards saving Mother Earth. Thank you, everyone, and thank you really wholeheartedly for really making this a success. Thank you very much.
Sir, do we have to send in our artwork anywhere now?
I'm going to ask Anmol to answer.
Yeah, I'd like you to, and I'd like Anmol. It was. Sorry,
Yes,
who's
Bhumi.
speaking?
Bhumi.
Yes, sir. Sir, may I?
Yes, Bhumi.
Sir, I have joined now, so can I show my drawings?
Of course,
Sure. You had a problem with the technology. Show it. I can't see you.
Yes, sir.
Is that
I'm
yours with
showing.
the blonde girl? Oh, hi, Bhumi. How are you?
Sir,
Oh, beautiful. Good.
thank you, sir.
Can I
me,
just
sir.
ask you, the artwork that you did that was included in the stories, the stuff that you did is especially for the story, if you can arrange through your schools, I'd like Anmol to collect all of that if possible, because who knows where we might have some original exhibitions sometime in the future. I can't promise that will happen, but it would be good. So don't destroy any of your work, or don't leave it around where the dog will eat it. Just send it all to Anmol if you can. Oh yeah, sure, Anmol. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have this announcement to make again. Like we have mentioned earlier also that all of you will be sending us your artwork. So I will be mailing you the mailing address where you have to send the art piece, and then you can just courier us so that we can have a proper collection with us, and we can promote it at on different platforms.
Excuse
Good.
me.
Okay, can you all do that? Yep.
Which
Who's saying
artworks we
excuse
have
me?
to send now?
Only the ones that you did for the poem or the book, okay? Don't send all your other
Excuse me, sir.
special artworks.
Sir, I want to say something.
Okay, just
Sir,
one at a time.
Sir,
Who is that speaking?
Sir, I would like to thank all the team for their support and giving us a golden opportunity to save our Mother Earth. And together we can make a difference. Our contribution means a lot. Thank you.
Good on you. Thank you for saying that.
Thank you.
So which
right.
artworks we have to send
Sir,
on
can you
mail?
just take the screenshot once again, as my video was not coming so clear then. If please you can take it.
Yeah, we'll take the screenshots, Vasu, and don't worry. Like whatever queries or questions you have, I'll mail it to you. You can connect me over the call as well.
Ma'am, so can you take one screenshot now?
Yes.
We have taken our technical team.
One more.
Ma'am, so
Yes,
please
Vasu.
take-
Yes, Vasu. Hold it up, and we take a screenshot right now. Okay, it's too close now. Okay. All right. So while we're taking the screenshot, once again a reminder to just send this picture. To send this picture to us. We're going to use these pictures in a gallery. There's some feedback coming from someone. Okay. So please send this image to us. The UNICEF wants to use these pictures in some of our publications. We'll give you credit for it.
How can we leave now?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Have you taken the screenshot again?
Yep. Go and look at trees and hug trees now if you can. Go and look at some greenery because you've been looking at the screen for a long time.
Or can we leave now?
Sir, have you
With your
taken
eyes
the
at
screenshot?
rest.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, we will miss you.
All right, we'll meet again, okay?
Sir.
Thanks, Daniel,
Yes,
once
sir.
again. Thank you so much.
All right.
Can you all turn on your mics, and let's give Daniel a big hand of gratitude for what he's done with us.
Yeah. We'll meet again. Okay.
So much, it was great working with you.
Speak, sir.
Pleasure
Sir.
being part.
Yes.
Sir, had to take a screenshot
Yes, Vasu, we got with you. We got one of you.
Okay.
I have to say, Vasu, you're looking pretty smart tonight with your red coat. That's a very smart outfit. I wish I had a red coat like that. Red coat and a skivvy, very artistic. In Australia, we call this shirt a
Thank
skivvy.
you, sir.
Yeah, looking very smart. Well done. Thank you for that.
Thank you, sir, for teaching us so nicely.
Yeah.
I'll be connecting with
Okay.
you all over
See
the
you,
mail.
Vasu. See you, Suraj. See you, Ajit. See you, Bhumi.
Anmol,
See you,
Anmol, you also.
Thank
Sila.
you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Bye, sir.
Mr.
Thank you.
Visha.
Leave.
See you, Evan. Where's
Thank you,
Evan?
sir.
The camera's
अच्छा
not
लग रहा
on.
है.
See you, Devika. See you,
Can you
Yes,
give a
sir.
Riza.
hand
Thank you,
for
sir.
Anmol, please?
Bye
Check if you
bye.
heard of
See you,
Anmol.
Sanjog.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, Anmol.
Hasta luego.
Thank you, Anmol. Thank you.
Sanjog, write poems. Okay. I'm
Thank you,
pointing to
sir.
you.
Yes,
Thank you,
Right.
sir.
Thank you so much,
I,
sir.
I
Thank you,
you
sir.
already told
Thank you, sir. We'll miss you.
Safar.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
I'll
sir.
miss you
Yeah,
too.
we
But
will
we'll meet
miss you
again,
very
okay?
much.
See you. Oh, Pemgyal
So
is here
can
as
we leave the
well.
meeting?
Yes, you can leave. You can leave. You can leave. Go and look at a tree.
Hasta
See you,
luego.
Veronica. Hasta luego. Adios.
Bye.
See you,
Adios.
Tiasha. See you,
Bye, sir.
Chaya.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. See you.
Thank you,
Sharada,
sir.
Namaste. Bye
Aruda,
bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sarjit. Okay, see you. See you, Bikash. See you,
Take care,
Bye.
Ankit.
sir.
See you,
Take care
Kushi.
of yourself.
Thank you. I
Thank
will.
you,
And
sir.
you
See you.
too.
See you.
Thank you, sir.
And Satya. Oh, everyone's
Bye bye,
here.
sir.
That's nice. See you later.
Stay safe, sir.
Shamala. You too. Ankit, Suparna, Vishal, Anuradha. I don't know half of these people. Ankit, Shraddha. I know Shraddha. Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks for a wonderful event. Thanks very much for your hard work. Thank you, Anmol. Thank you, Jeevan. And thank you to all the students. Thank you, Steve, for putting out this effort there. See you, Shaksham.
Bye,
You
sir.
look
Hope
smart
we
in.
meet again.
I hope so. You look smart in your school
Thank you,
uniform
sir.
too.
Thank
Very
you so
good
much,
look.
sir.
Thank you
So
so much,
you are
sir.
also looking so smart,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sat Sri Akal, Sanjog.
So, Sat Shri Akal.
Waheguru. Okay. See you guys. I'm going to leave now too. Is that all right?
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye,
See you,
sir.
sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Almost,
Thank you,
Namaste,
sir.
sir.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
it's 11 o'clock here in Australia. I have to go and have dinner. Okay.
Bye, sir.
See you again soon. Stay
Namaste,
safe and
sir.
take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. Namaste, sir.
Thank you, sir.